Hello and welcome to Straight Dude Date Night, a show where two straight dudes go on a date and they review it. My name is David Stallings and I am one of these straight dudes.
And I am Ricky Rivera, the sloth enthusiast.
That's right, we've become major sloth enthusiasts now.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me one big sloth fact that you know.
They move slow.
Uh-huh. Mine? They're the sharpest in the world.
Easy. That's
Easy.
Two facts about sloths. You're welcome.
We learned it all. We're experts in it now. Yeah, this is I would dare to say this is best movie of the summer. Straight out of the gate, before I even say what the movie is, I think we found the greatest movie of this summer.
Yeah, it might beat out Barbie, Oppenheimer. Definitely doesn't top movie of the year, obviously. Transformer Rise of Beasts.
Right, that's a very high bar, of course, yes.
But it doesn't top that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I could see what you're saying. Movie of the summer, I probably agree with that.
Yeah, and it's shocking because literally no one's heard about it.
This is the best independent movie we watched. Indie movie.
Yeah, I don't feel like we've done an indie movie, like a real indie movie in a while.
Cocaine Bear, I think. Was that technically?
No, that was not an indie movie. That
was
was
like major studios.
That was major studios behind it. That was like $60 million for it. Okay. I'm thinking Vengeance, like our fourth episode with BJ Novak.
Yeah, Vengeance.
That was kind of indie to me.
Chevalier felt kind of indie too, but that probably had a bigger production.
Well, look, when you have a movie where literally it's showing for one day at one time in every theater around you, like that's actually an event.
Oh, yeah.
That
was
we're
awesome.
going to.
It was awesome.
So, in case you don't know, we just went and saw... I can't wait for this episode. We just went and saw Slotherhouse. That's the real name.
Yeah.
Few things for us about this. You, our audience, have power. This was actually... We had heard briefly about it. We were contemplating what to see, and then people reached out to us before we made our decision about, hey... please review this crazy movie we found. And we're like, yeah, it looks great. Let's just do that. So you have power, letting you know. Also, it's a horror film, technically.
Technically, I mean, it's, yeah.
But I saw
Slotherhouse.
Dude, I saw the trailer. I think I texted you immediately after and was just like, bro, this might be something.
Oh, yeah, we definitely had to see it. I mean, there was no doubt.
Yeah.
It wasn't even on A-list. That's how excited we were to see this.
Yep.
It wasn't an A-list exclusive movie, so we couldn't technically use our free booking.
Yeah, we are technically elites now, I'm just saying, and we went back down to peasant status for a moment, which I despise, but we did it because the movie deserved it.
It was worth it, though.
It
was
was
worth spending the money. I think it's okay to spend the money on a movie like this. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was... I can't wait for this. This was the dumbest movie we've ever seen.
It was awesome.
It was
I
so
loved
good.
it. I loved it.
I really love this new meta that seems to be happening. That, like, I don't know when this movie started production, but it had Cocaine Bear vibes, but and I say this with like the most sincerity, at such a dumber level than Cocaine Bear. Like, Cocaine Bear, they justified everything. It's based on a true story. They justified everything, but it was still just bloated out of proportion for it. This movie, no justification. Nothing.
You could thank Sharknado. They really...
Yeah.
I mean, there were movies like this before where it was like killer animals, but I think Sharknado really blew up that meta.
But I need to give the synopsis before I start going into different points on this, because holy cow, this movie's incredible. I'm so sad it was only in theaters one day.
Would have been a great movie for people to go see. It'll be on streaming, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I assume it will.
All right, so Slotherhouse. Very simple. There's a sorority at what was it? Sigma Lambda Theta. So there's a sorority. The new college year has just started, and they're gonna have their election night very soon into it. There's the bratty girl Brianna, who's definitely gonna win, but there's a different girl who's a senior named Emily, and she wants to win, but she's not nearly as popular. What's the idea she comes up with? I get a cool animal and become like an animal influencer with it in order to gain followers and favor in the sorority. And what does she do? She gets a sloth, who they name Alpha.
What a great What a great animal to decide.
Yeah, fantastic idea.
All because of some poachers.
Yep. Met just a very suave, nice man who apparently is a poacher.
Yep.
And for some reason, this sloth in particular just happens to be murderous and also sentient, but we don't need to explain why. And as things progress leading up to the election night, people are disappearing. And on the election night itself, the sloth goes into a murderous rampage, and now it's the Slotherhouse, and we have to get out.
Yeah.
Bro, that's the whole movie.
What a great concept. I want to know how that idea just came about. Like
For real.
They probably were just like, what is the least harmful animal that you can find in the wild?
Yeah.
And how do we make them a killer?
Yeah.
Because sloths are they're just slow.
Well,
cute little claws.
What I thought was funny at first when the sloth started killing people, they tried to, like, they were under justified circumstances. Like the first person, again, we're going to spoil everything. The first person, the sloth or alpha drugged the girl and then slowly killed her. And then it was another person who was sleeping, and so he like zipped up her sleeping bag and tossed her off the balcony. Like,
amazing.
Like at first it was like, okay, yeah, it's a sloth, so it's got to be calculated with the kills.
Yeah.
And then
it's the claws.
And then you have a moment where the sloth suddenly knows how to use the computer. And then it's everything's out the window at that point.
The sloth knows how to do everything. At one point he types in the address to a hospital, takes the phone, walks downstairs, gets in the car, and
drives off
to the hospital.
I think that really is the best part of this movie. Is like,
it's
I was
funny.
thinking more about it afterwards. That one of the great things is that they set up the movie perfectly.
Yep.
The very first scene of the movie is that the sloth gets eaten by a crocodile and then emerges from the water, apparently having killed the crocodile from the inside. No justification. Yeah. But we immediately set it up of like, this is the movie. Guys, the sloth can do anything.
Yeah, you're in for a treat at that point.
Yeah.
You already know what's coming.
Yeah. So doing that right out of the gate really justified, like, yeah, now he can use the internet. And now he can use the phone. And now he can take a selfie.
Oh my gosh. And the whole movie is designed around social media, and these people are just trying to get their followers up. Yeah. But what a great bit is that this sloth also has an Instagram account. It's just Killer Sloth, and with every kill he takes a selfie and he has this cheesy little smile. Yep. It's always some dumb caption like, what should I do next?
Yep. I thought that was very clever from a design the design of the movie, where every character, awesome, in order to introduce them, you didn't have to have a line of like, this is so and so and she does this. They just put up, this is her account and this is a quick detail about her and her name and her following. That's all you need to know about each person.
Yeah, and those are how you make great subtle jokes.
Yeah.
You can always just make a funny little nod at something, like the house mom.
Yeah.
She comes in and she's all like dressed up and is very well put together, and you think like, oh, she's a sorority mom. She's been around for a while and she's 50 followers.
Yeah. 50 followers.
It's like the saddest one of them
I'm pretty sure it said something about like self-diagnosed with age dysmorphia.
As
well. Like, you get a quick little snippet about the person. That's it. That's all we needed. Great.
It's great. It was such a good way to introduce people. I love that. I love title cards for characters when you have a big cast. Mm-hmm. I love that idea. Just give me a quick little synopsis on who this is.
Yeah.
So I know their name and then I'm good.
And it kind of skips the exposition on just getting to know people too. Like you can get the vibe and personality pretty quickly out of that, which I enjoy.
And they double up at the same time. Like at what they're telling the plot of, like they're setting up the plot of what's going on, and they introduce the characters at the same exact time. Love that. Love it.
Bro, this movie though, I can't fathom that it was real.
Yeah, I know. The slothering is real.
It's a horror film. This is a horror movie. And I've made it very clear I don't like these. I don't like horror movies. I don't want to see them. But I think what was the kicker for me with this one was that every time something scary was expected to happen, I couldn't stop giggling.
Yeah.
Because I knew that it was going to, maybe it would scare me, but also it was going to be so dumb. Whatever I saw. It was just going to be this stupid sloth doing something. And just,
you can't take it serious, but it's just, there's this tense moment, and they're walking down the hall with a little phone flashlight. So you're like expecting something to come run across in most scary movies, but all you hear is,
or you'd have the sloth just like throw himself from the wall at people, just jump at them.
It looks like they're just throwing a stuffed animal just across the room as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Is what it looked like every time. And it was so funny.
Oh my gosh, dude. I props to them for, I don't know how any of the people making this movie managed to get through a scene without laughing at the sloth.
Dude, the one moment, like the one sequence that stood out to me from Slotherhouse was there's a moment where there's crazy weather going on outside, there's lightning and rain, and the girl is on the floor and she knows that there's a murderer in her room, and she looks out and you see when the flash comes on, you see the sloth on the bed, and then it goes dark, and the next lightning bolt hits, and he's hanging from the ladder.
Yeah,
he's getting slowly closer, and then the light comes, and it's like, where'd he go? Oh no, he's over here on this side of the room. It's like, it was like such an unorthodox path to get to her.
It was like we already had, like we were at the jump scare where he's like right in front of you, and then he just vanished to the side for some reason. Like, bro.
He's over by the lamp.
Yeah.
Now he's back on the table.
Yeah.
Back on the ladder. Now he's here. I
think that is really what made this movie stand out for me, was that every aspect of this movie felt like the writers just knew the goal was, let's be overkill about it. Let's just have a ton of fun with it. We're not going to justify a single thing about it.
Nope.
The concept is already unjustifiable. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And I loved that, especially all of like the final sequence, because every time, like they finally got into the fights with the sloth at the end, and to just an overwhelming extent where one of the characters has a katana and manages to fully stab the sloth and like sacrifice herself in the process by getting stabbed too. And then unsheath.
I'm a hero.
And the sloth just gets back up. And now we have a gun. And it jumps at us and we shoot it. And then it just gets back up. Like, everything that should have killed the sloth just wouldn't. And there was no justification on it. And that was like the final 30 minutes was us.
He just kept shooting it.
Yeah.
He's going, pow, 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 pow. And he goes, just flung to the side.
Yeah, he just eats himself off.
Yeah. It was like he had like a cable and somebody just pulled.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh my gosh. Well, said they had like they said they had like 5 puppeteers running this, at least in the credits. That's what it said. And props to those people. Holy cow, man.
I loved the way they did this movie. I mean, it didn't take itself too serious. Of like, oh, we're a real scary movie. It was like, we understand.
Yeah.
This is a silly concept.
Yeah.
It's a funny movie. It's a funny scary.
Now, I was worried when we were in the theater, though, because I felt like, and maybe it's just because you and I were laughing too loud, but it didn't feel like at first that other people were laughing. Yeah.
The people behind us definitely knew what was going on. And that's about it.
Yeah.
The rest of the theater, I never heard laughter. It was just us and the row behind us, and we were in the back.
Yeah.
So everybody down below, because it was probably like 20 people in this theater.
Yeah. Which we were in one of the smaller ones. So
pretty
it was
popping normally.
Yeah.
It's bigger than most movies we see.
For middle of the week, for one showing. I mean, it gave me the same vibe that we had for The Menu, though.
Yeah.
Where people didn't know going into that, like, should I be laughing or not?
Yeah.
But this one, I thought it would be more obvious of laughing during it. But towards the end, it seemed like everyone was laughing. But I just couldn't hear them throughout. And I'm like, are we being obnoxious right now?
I don't even care. Look, I'm the worst to watch a movie with. I'm very loud.
He's also the best because of this.
Yes, I laugh the loudest in the room. I scream the loudest in the room. Sometimes I even, like, if it's a fun movie like that, I may yell something.
Yeah.
Like that, I think at one point I was like, don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just fun to be in a room and with people and watch a movie that's exciting. When it's a serious movie like Oppenheimer, I don't think I said a word. I didn't make a noise. I'm respectful of that.
Mm-hmm.
I know what's going on. Barbie, it's okay to laugh. I don't care. I'm gonna laugh as loud as I want.
Mm-hmm.
So Slotherhouse, I'm going in.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was so funny, dude.
The people behind us, I knew that they were in on it because when they left, they were talking about they were like, oh, this is way better than that Winnie the Pooh movie. The killer Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
That came out. So I was like, they understood the whole time what was happening. Mm-hmm. They knew. But they were laughing with us, so that was great.
Yeah.
But man, I was dying.
Can we also talk about the most jarring moment in this movie, though, is Alpha when the main character and her best friend are getting in a fight. Mm-hmm. And the best friend is like, you need to take this sloth back to a sanctuary or something. We need to get rid of it. And Alpha steals this girl's phone from behind her and then yeets the phone into the street, which I forgot it was a street. It looks very weird. And in the middle of this fight, the girl goes into the street to get her phone and then abruptly gets hit by a car. Like, it's literally, that's Mean Girls, isn't it? That's just the same scene, right? Yeah. I'm right. That's the movie that I'm thinking of, right?
I've never seen Mean Girls.
I'm pretty sure it's Mean Girls. There's a movie where, like, a bratty girl ends up in the middle of the road and gets hit by a bus. And it's very abrupt, and it's the only thing I remember from that movie.
Oh, my gosh. That was so funny. That was a great... And they're just like, the sloth did that. The sloth knew. It threw my phone out there on purpose.
No, it was an accident, even though it very obviously seemed to know what it was doing.
Yeah, that was probably the only scare of like, oh!
Everyone in the theater really jumped at that moment. It was the most sudden thing in this entire movie.
No, I mean, most like scary movies, you would expect that. You know, they walk into the street, you're like, they're going to get hit. But with this one, I didn't expect it.
No.
I didn't even realize it was a street.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
That whole time. It was like right out front of their house.
Yeah.
It was so good. Such a funny little moment.
It just that really just took me by surprise, and we all started laughing.
Yeah, that was good. I also like when the sloth, the sorority house had like that tradition of taking the cold showers, and so the sloth turns the water on the hot. Everybody gets all wet. They're like, oh gosh, oh yeah. And then he just breaks an electricity line. Or she breaks an electricity line. It just shocks them all to death.
And then there's a scene. There's one shot. What? There's one shot of Alpha like swinging on wires through the doorway
to get out. To get out
as everything's burning in the room.
Oh my gosh, that was creative. I'm not gonna lie, that was a really funny moment of like, oh, this all makes sense. Hilarious.
The thing is, I was starting to get vibes though of this sloth kept showing up, and every time I saw it, it gave me vibes of like Yoda from the original Star Wars movies though.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, especially at the very end where Alpha is on top of the bratty girl Brianna. And he's basically like threatening to slice her throat.
Yeah.
But it's just this puppet is just sitting on top of her and now does a motion of like, drop your weapon. Yeah,
drop your weapon. Make this a fair fight. Come on, baby. Get over here.
It was so dumb.
It's episode 2, Yoda. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Where he starts doing flips throughout the...
Yes.
Out of nowhere.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what the sloth was doing. The sloth was Yoda. We figured it out.
Yes, that even with the little... odd noises too, though.
Yeah, that's how Yoda talks. He's always like, I never understand what Yoda.
That has to be what this movie's based off of. Is Yoda, the fan favorite character?
We figured it out.
out.
Slotherhouse, we're on to you.
It's all about Yoda. It's always been about Yoda.
That was it. They're big Star Wars fans, obviously.
Yeah, which is also why the sloth can't die. Because Yoda's also immortal until he just decides not to be.
Until he dies.
No, he just decides not to be.
Yeah, that's true.
He just decides. Like,
he goes,
this is it. Which is how the sloth died.
Yeah.
The sloth died.
Oh my gosh, the sloth, dude. So I told my wife about this movie, and she was like, "Does he talk? Does the sloth ever talk?" I said, "First off, it's a she. Okay,
get that right.
Second, it says one word. It says one word. It's when it's dying, and it looks up at a painting, and she goes,
and just dies.
It feels like I'm watching Stitch.
Yeah.
Like it's just Lilo and Stitch. It's just Stitch now.
Yeah. And I thought in that moment, I'm like, wait a minute. Is the sloth gonna live and we're gonna take her back to her home? Nope, she just dies.
Honestly, I thought that too, because that sloth could not die.
It wouldn't die.
I really thought they're gonna just put it in the car and take it home and dump it back in the forest.
This, I think, is what the writers were trying to get across, though, is that sloths actually they can't be killed. They choose to die when they're ready, after they kill everyone that they want to.
That's a good point. Unless they did take the sloth back to the woods, and that's who the sloth was in the end credits.
Ooh, maybe.
Because they didn't really. The movie ends in the credits where they're in the same forest doing like a little tour, like a touristy tour, safari journey. And then they see the sloth. I'm like, oh my gosh, so cute! I'm gonna get a picture with it. What if that's Alpha? I didn't even think about that.
It could be. It could be Alpha.
It very much could be. That thing did not die. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe they put it back in the car and drove it out to the woods.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that the thing actually died. With how much it got stabbed, it got like electrocuted, it got yeeted out of a window through glass, it got shot multiple times, it got stabbed in the head with a tiara, like
stabbed in the heart.
Stabbed in the heart. It wouldn't die. I think it went to sleep, and they said, "All right, it can't die. We will take it away."
Yeah, yeah. Let's just remove it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, that sloth avoided everything. I loved every single time it just jumped. It was just so funny looking.
Yeah.
There is a kill in there too that I really loved. It's one of the first few kills she does. I think it's the first sorority girl it kills. It has the slow. It just goes. She's screaming. And he's like.
Yep.
So dumb.
Just suddenly it can move quick again. Well, that was great too. Is that during the final sequences, again, all logic about the sloth is thrown out the window. It's scurrying and sprinting across the floor the entire time during the fights.
They forgot to give it its anxiety pills.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's the thing about all the sloths that we don't understand is they all are on anxiety pills.
Yeah.
Which is why they move so slow
Big
naturally.
Pharma's out there in the forest just
drugging all the sloths.
Yeah, that's where they test it.
Yeah.
They just test them on sloths and they say if it worked on a sloth, it'll work on people. Let's just start pumping these drugs out, baby.
Yeah, but they have a system where the drugs continue to go into the food for the sloths.
Dude, this episode's going to get shadow banned.
Yeah, we're going to
brought up Big Pharma. It's over.
Yeah, this is now a conspiracy theory show.
Today on Straight Dude Date Night, we expose big pharmaceuticals.
We found it. The truth behind Slotherhouse. Maybe that's where the whole movie was based on. You'd never know.
You would never know. I mean, yeah, it's a small studio. They might be trying to expose the truth.
Oh, there's a bug. There's a bug. It still lived.
Ow.
It's fine.
Ow.
That was a sequence from Slotherhouse.
Yep. That was Jeff Goldblum.
I killed Jeff Goldblum. No,
not the Goldblum.
No.
Oh my gosh. Bro, I gotta fix it.
You gotta fix it. I'm sorry.
Continue the show.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Mr. Goldblum. I'm sorry to him in Thor Ragnarok. I'm sorry to him in Jurassic Park. There he is. I'm so sorry, Mr. Goldblum, for everything that I've done to you over the years. There we go. Much better.
You gotta always pay your respects.
Always pay your respects. Okay, that's why he's up there.
Yeah, no, he stays up there. I pay all my respects to Goldblum. I inspire my life on that man. Okay, nature finds a way.
That's right.
Oh, that's what he wanted to tell us.
This was all scripted. It all comes around.
Wow,
this is simple.
Whew, I gotta breathe.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's hot and heavy in here.
Always.
The sloths. So there's a moment where they say the title of the movie. every movie, every cheesy movie just needs that moment where you say the title. And this one was awesome. They finally leave the house. Everybody's getting murdered. the boyfriend of the main character comes and saves him, and he's like, come on, let's get out of here. She's like, no, I need to go back for my sister. She's in there still. And he's like, but it's a slaughterhouse. And they all just take a beat. They just look at him and they're like, people are dead. It was awesome.
People have actually just died.
People just died. Like, people, come on, man. It's bad taste. People are dead. He's like, what? It's a slaughter.
That's what it is.
It kind of makes sense,
That's
right?
what it is, man.
That is one of the best, like, saying the title of the movie moments ever, bro. It was so funny.
Yeah, they really leaned into, like, let's just have fun. Let's do all the stuff that a normal movie doesn't do. Let's just have fun. I'm so down for more movies like that.
I love it. Look, creators of this movie, Brad, right?
Katie, Brad and Katie.
Brad and Katie. If you guys need people for your next movie, we're your guys. Okay, Slotherhouse 2. I'm down to die.
I would love to be in a movie like this, bro.
Easy. I'll do it for free. I can't speak for David. He's the actor here. I'll do it for free. My monetary value is 0. As long as I got to drive to just like 6 hours max, I'm there.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll figure it out.
That would be awesome. Oh man. God. Yeah, that's for you guys. Okay, let us know.
I was thinking about that during the movie of you're like pursuing acting. And your agent calls and is like, you have an audition. You have an audition for the small indie movie that's happening, okay? And you're just, all you have to be is a pretty sorority girl. And then also in your audition, do a scream. And that's it. And you get cast. And it's like, yeah, this could be your big break. It's Slother.
Look, like, I take that.
What a story.
I take that in a heartbeat.
It would be very hard to beat that moment, I would say.
I imagine most of the women in this movie too wanted like have a pretty good typecast for horror movies because they all had really good screams.
Yeah,
I think that you're right. That definitely had to be a part of the audition was to scream because every single one of them had really good like murderous I'm about to die screams.
There's a lot of there's a good amount of auditions I've done that are just like reaction stuff.
Yeah,
of like you have to take that into account, and so with horror movies as well, that's probably. Probably in mine. The Brianna girl, towards the end, her only lines were screaming.
Yeah,
that's all she was doing.
All she did was scream and then just be. She was awful the whole movie, but she was. I mean, not acting wise. She was an awful person.
As a person.
Yeah, she's a terrible person the whole movie. And in the second half, she's just yelling.
Yeah,
that's all she does.
Yeah, I just. I love that the entire election story just like completely fell to the wayside.
Yeah.
Too. No one in the theater cared about this arc.
I don't care about the arc. I want to see the sloth go ham.
Because during that moment of the actual election is when the sloth decides to drive to the hospital and kill the girl.
Oh my gosh.
And suffocate her.
I've got to give them props. I know we've said like it's indie movie, but that montage of the election is one of the best montages I've seen recently out of just movies we've seen. Like that was such a good, well put together moment. Like I liked the overlay of the of like 14 days, and then it's just like, oh, we're having fun, we're like splashing in the pool, and then the sloth is just killing.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that
it was such a good montage.
That montage was wild. Now that I see it again. That montage was wild because it was over like multiple days leading to the election. But the first few days were nothing. They were just actual events going on and the rush week happening and all that. And the sloth is just shown like hanging out. And then it's like day 3, suddenly intertwined in the montage is the sloth murders someone. Everyone in the theater went, what just happened?
I loved it. It felt like a really good teen movie montage of just like sorority girls doing their thing. There's some banging song going on. And then just out of nowhere, there's just, the sloth is zipping up this sleeping bag, throwing her arm.
I think that's the first one. I think that's the first one in that montage. The sleeping bag one. Because we get to sleep overnight.
Yeah, sleep overnight.
And suddenly he's zipping up a girl who for some reason can't get out and then manages to roll her off a balcony. And no context. We don't know who that person was. Yeah. And it was just suddenly there. And everyone, I mean, I know I was like, what just happened? What?
Yeah, I loved it. I'm telling you, that's like one of the best montages. It's just like really well put together. And I was like, wow, this was edited like really well. And then you just see 3 sloths.
Yep.
It was was hilarious. They just like they really could have just made a good little teen drama movie if they excluded all the sloth stuff.
Yeah.
And then they just decided, let's put a murder sloth in there.
Well, here's the thing.
So funny.
No one would have watched it.
No,
if it was just about
not.
if it
Who
actually
cares?
was just about the sorority.
Yeah, no, who cares? But like that aspect of it was so funny, man. It was so good. I just loved that montage of just the murders, the sloth.
Yeah.
And nobody questions it. Like they barely like briefly mention it, but the sloth was like texting people telling that they moved.
Yeah.
The sloth was getting their phone saying like, just moved to Montana, I can't hang out with you guys anymore.
Yeah. The justifications were all based off an unjustifiable thing, which was the sloth was texting people.
Yeah. The sloth. No, I'm out. I'm out of town. Don't go in my room.
Yeah. No one go in my room. Wait, what? Okay. For 2 weeks, people are disappearing.
Yep.
They're vanishing.
Dude, that was great.
They're just all gone. No big deal.
That sloth killed a lot of people.
A lot of people died in this movie.
That sloth, they were just ruthless. You could tell that this movie, I could tell at least. It felt like they wanted to make it rated R, but they knew they had to make it PG-13 in order for it to be like somewhat successful in theaters.
Yeah.
You know, it expands a lot. That's a big thing for horror movies. Mm-hmm. They will always try to dumb down their horror movies to be PG-13 because that's the audience that will come and see it.
Yeah.
Like the 16-year-olds on a date.
Mm-hmm.
So you could definitely tell there were some moments where they wanted to make it rated R.
Yeah.
But they really had to like cut stuff or work around it.
But I think the fact that it wasn't R, and so it like there was never blood from the sloth.
Yeah, every now and again it would drip off, but like
it would drip off, but we would never see blood from them. Made it even more comical to me.
Yeah,
because every time we looked back, especially at the end, God, the end was perfect. The entire final sequence after we've stabbed it or shot it or stabbed it again, we get a shot of him on its back. And it's just a puppet.
Yeah.
No like blood. There's nothing. There's no wound. There's absolutely nothing. It made it even more comical. I feel like if there was blood in it, it could have been a little more intense. No, it wouldn't have been as funny to me.
Would have looked brutal. Yeah. No, I like that it was PG-13 too. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But there are moments too where you're like, they definitely wanted to add some F words in here.
Yeah,
like WTF.
Oh, you're right.
I was like, yeah, they wanted to say it, but they weren't allowed.
Yeah, I feel like if people were going into this movie like anticipating it to be a real horror film, like it is scary at some points. Yeah. But the only reason I wanted to see it was because I knew, it's a horror film. All the horror is going to be hilarious.
Yeah. Well, and I think if you promote a sorority murder movie that's rated R, you're going to get people coming in expecting one thing, right? Mm-hmm. They want just gore and nudity. That's all they're going to want. That's why I like PG-13, perfect rating. Just leave it there.
We only get to focus on the sloth.
Yeah, I know what's going to happen. The sloth's going to do some killing.
Uh-huh.
And I'm ready for it.
Yeah. I want to see what the sloth is. Oh my gosh, man. I giggled that entire movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was any jump scare moments. I do remember one moment where I jumped, but I don't remember what it was. It was towards the end of the movie because they actually tried to make it somewhat scary, like at the end, like adding like actual horror elements.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think there was a moment. This might have been it for you, where there was a girl struggling to sleep, and then there was a flash of light, and suddenly the sloth appeared on the ladder leading up to her bed, and he was just hanging there. Oh, and that moment freaked out a bunch of people.
Yeah, that might have been it. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like, oh
yeah, hey, relax, get that thing out of my face.
And it's more of those moments where like you're in the kitchen, you have the fridge open, and then you close it, and there's a person there, and you go, oh
yeah,
what are you doing there? Oh my gosh, man.
Oh my gosh.
And this is from what I know, this is what real Greek life is like.
Greek life?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, not the Greeks.
Okay.
Not the Greeks. Over in Greece. Yeah. Over in Greece, all of them are dealing with this.
Like, I didn't go to college. I don't know what you mean Greek life. Sororities, frats, all that stuff. I know nothing. So
I did. And I did join a frat, which was cringe.
I can't picture that. Did you live in the frat house?
I did not. I did not live in the frat house.
You didn't have a frat.
I was in the frat.
What was the frat?
It was Phi Mu Alpha, Which, if you know what I'm talking about, you also know that it's very cringe too. I have a lot of friends who are still in it.
Phi Mu Alpha.
Bro, I joined it.
Oh
I only
gosh.
joined it because in high school, this is going to feel like a weird tangent. It's all, I promise.
I want to see David just in a Chad outfit with your head just on top of all
that's
of it.
me. That's me.
Look at him go.
In high school, I was in choir and show choir a lot, and it was probably my favorite part of the school. And when I went to college for engineering, I had no creative outlet anymore. And it turned out that there was a frat that was a men's choir frat.
Oh,
and that's what this was. And it was extremely cringe as I look back on it. And I did it for like one semester, and then I did it my rush semester and then the semester after, and then I was like, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. More power to the folks who are still in it. More power to the folks who are still in it. If you're watching, I love you.
There's no way. Did you guys perform?
Yes.
Oh, dude, I need videos.
We did like, I don't know if it was like charity stuff, but there was like a retirement home that we performed for. And it was like 40 men just doing choir stuff, bro.
Dude, I can't picture a group of men in a choir singing for charity. I can't picture that and then say that they're also in a frat.
It's a frat, yeah.
I just cannot picture the two things coexisting.
Look, it was a unique experience, okay?
All I know about frats is it's just a bunch of bros who like to party, get high, and drink. That's all I know about frats.
The funny thing about this frat though, when I went to some of the parties of age, the thing about this frat though was that it didn't act like a normal frat because no one seemed to know where the women were. So all of the parties were just a bunch of dudes chilling out, and then there were like 3 women that they managed to find like on the street and be like, hey, we're going to party. You want to come on? That's what it felt like when I was there.
See, now that makes sense when you say frat. That makes sense. And that's where the choir frat comes through.
Yeah,
oh my God.
The choir frat seemed to have a lot of trouble getting associated with the sororities in town.
What was it? Fuma Alpha?
Phi Mu Alpha. Phi Mu Alpha.
Phi Mu Alpha. That does not sound like a choir frat.
Yeah. It's PMA.
PMA.
Yeah.
Phi Mu Alpha. Phi. I already forgot.
Yeah, Greek life is not for you. You'll never survive in Greece.
No, I would die. I literally, dude. I can't imagine if I went to college. I don't think I would ever graduated anyway.
I am shocked at how many people I knew that shouldn't have graduated that still did.
I would not. I would have partied.
Look, college is a scam. Okay?
Yeah.
College is a scam. Because we all make jokes in high school of like, they're just going to push you through anyway. They're just going to push you through. Mm-hmm. They do the same thing in college. None of the professors care about you sticking around. They don't want you in the class again. They want to push you through as well. And they will. They will.
We're going to get shut down. We went after big pharmacies. We went after college.
No, we're not going to get... Look, I went and I have my degree and I'm still using it. It's a scam. It's a scam. Do something else.
Yeah, we're going to go for the next thing now. The hierarchy. No.
Right.
Yeah, college, that could be a whole nother episode. I used to work for college and I got a lot of thoughts about how colleges function.
But I got to say, all of that side story, bro, this movie was exactly correct about what Greek life is like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we all get the sloth and then we die.
I would have never known. I always think sororities and like frat house movies are just so over exaggerated, but I've never experienced it. So
yeah. Also, apparently, something to know: every sorority girl apparently is loaded. Meaning,
yes,
the car the main character had was a wild idea for a senior in college.
Yeah, well,
she had like a Mustang or a Camaro.
She had a Camaro, yeah.
And both of us were like, bro, what?
That's not her car. There's no
That's
way.
not a car. She stole that car.
They were all loaded. They went to some nice school. They definitely went to like a really rich school.
Yeah.
In LA somewhere.
Where the roads do not look like roads at all.
No. No, this was a nice school. This was a very nice school.
Yes.
That was weird. That part I didn't get. I don't know, man. Look, I don't know college life like that, so I'm not even gonna judge it.
Look, they only did that. They only did the Camaro thing so that it would be even cooler when the sloth gets in and starts driving it at a high speed.
That was awesome, bro.
And now the sloth is driving a Camaro at 200 miles an hour.
When the sloth gets almost pulled over by the cop,
Yep.
I was like, he's like, ah. I was like, same, bro.
Same, bro.
I hate when I get pulled over. I hate that.
Oh my gosh. I have to deal with this.
Yeah, that's exactly how the sloth reacted. She was just like, ah.
Yeah, I don't know how puppeteers can do this, but they made this sloth seem very animated.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah.
They did a really good job with the sloth. I wonder if there was ever a real sloth.
If they ever tried to get a real one?
Yeah, you ever think they used real sloths in any of those shots?
No. I'm sorry, no. Maybe.
Maybe
that would have been like way more expensive though, and then the sloth wouldn't cooperate.
That's true.
You'd have to
maybe
get
like the first scene. I don't know.
You'd have to, no. The first scene where the sloth kills the crocodile,
Like
they got a real one.
The sloth just hanging on a tree, just doing his thing.
No, immediately first shot, it was like that's a Muppet right there. That's a Muppet. As soon as it showed its face, and it's going.
I liked when the sloth was sitting. When they showed shots of it, just it's like that big.
Yep,
and just hunched.
They put him in. They put this thing in like a lawn chair, and suddenly popped the Coke as well and downed it. Like, dude, Alpha was living the life.
That's how
bro.
That's how my baby looks. Just sitting there, just all awkward. Like, I don't know how I'm doing this, but I'm doing it.
Yeah,
just sitting there.
I've seen your son. That's exactly what this was.
Basically a sloth.
Yeah,
babies are sloths. Same.
We figured it out. We figured it out again.
We're so big brain. Look at us.
We are so big brain, dude. Golly, we're so smart. Oh man, and that's why I only consume the best content. Slotherhouse. I'm gonna tell everyone. I mean, we haven't gotten to ratings yet, but I'm gonna tell everyone to see this movie. Oh my god.
David did say halfway through the movie, he looked over at me and he went, "We should have invited all of our friends.
We should have invited everyone.
Everybody should have been here for this."
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
It was a one-night event.
Yeah, we couldn't have convinced him, but I think it would have been worth it.
We should have tried to, because oh my gosh, because it is the exact same vibe as Cocaine Bear was. This is a dumb movie to come see with your friends on a night out and be a little buzzed and then be like, this is wild. Yeah, and then maybe you forget about it after.
Check out this idea. How funny this is.
Yeah.
Had to be there. Had to be there to experience it.
Had to be there. Yeah.
Go watch it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And if you did see it and you're listening, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, we saw this because of you, because of people reaching out to us. So we did it for you.
Mm-hmm.
We did it for you. And thank you, because it was a perfect movie.
And that's why we're going to see My Big Fat Greek Wedding the 3rd.
Yeah, also, I hate you. I hate you, audience. That one, I can't believe we're doing that next week. And you guys are going to hate the episode.
It's going to be back to back.
It's gonna be a terrible episode. No one's going to listen to the episode. It was a big meme. And now no one's going to consume it at all. We're going to get 0 views on all of it and nothing but dislikes.
Nope.
And that'll all be thanks to you, our audience.
Thank you, audience, so much for recommending Slotherhouse. You guys are the best. Also, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you guys suck. And I hate you. The roller coaster.
Yeah, we need to wait. Yeah, we'll see how we'll see how well our audience does with picking out movies over time.
Hey, look, I'll watch the first 2 movies and I'll let you know if I'm excited for the 3rd.
Oh yeah, you're still
I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah. My mom reached out too and was like, "Oh, I'm so excited to listen to your guys' review."
Oh my gosh.
Does Ricky need a quick guide before he comes in?
She can send me anything. I gotta find them first. I don't even know where they're streaming.
It's because they're not real.
I'll find them somehow.
Yeah.
Look, the internet is a big place. I will find them.
But as part of this is wild actually. As part of Slotherhouse, learning about Greek life, I'm expecting a sloth in the Big Fat Greek Wedding movie because they're both Greek.
Maybe. I think you'd be disappointed, but we gotta wrap it up. We gotta get out.
Yeah,
get out of here.
This movie made us we're tipsy. What are we at? Yeah, we can wrap it up. We can wrap it up, bro. Dude, this is the exact vibe that we had in the theater the whole time.
Yeah,
too,
just all
bro.
giggly and like a child. Bro.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean, that's what this movie was about, bro. If you want to have that experience, go see this movie. Watch it with your best friend. Watch it with your parents. Do whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, we need to
bring in the boys. Bring in the banana meter. Let's rate this movie.
Oh my God, they're crawling on the floor.
They're taking their time. They are far. They're really going slow. They're not talking like a sloth.
Wow, they're like foaming at the mouth now.
Look at that! Oh wow, look at that one grew its nails out. It's not a sloth, but
wait, another one
nails.
is coming in with the katana.
Oh, look!
Oh my
at
God,
it.
he's stabbing them. Stop that! Don't do that! Don't do that! Hey, stop that!
Whoa! Minion house! Hey! Oh my gosh!
That was insane, dude. You can't do that. You
Wow.
can't do that.
That's a lot. I would say blood, but I really don't know what
I don't know what to make of that. Just
That's
put
like
the banana
yellow.
meter over there. But
Did he pee himself? That's like yellow leaking out of him.
I think it. Okay.
Are minions' blood yellow?
But luckily,
that is.
luckily because they were all pretending to be sloths, they're all getting up. Oh, they're all fine now.
So he did just pee on your floor.
Yeah, I think they all just peed.
Because the liquid definitely came
They
out.
all just peed on my floor, bro.
Wow. Sorry, audience, that they're so camera shy.
I
We
know,
show
they're
you, but
camera
they'll just run away.
Reminder: the lights will melt them, so we can't show them on.
We would love to show you what our minions look like, but they won't melt.
Bro, life here is crazy in my house. Alrighty,
Wow.
you or me?
I'll start it off.
All right, do it.
Slotherhouse. Great movie, banging movie. Doesn't take itself too serious. Some good acting. There's a few people in there that I was not a fan of. Couldn't understand some lines. I don't want to say names because, they're all small independent people, so I don't know their names.
Right, yeah.
There were some that was like pretty rough, and you got to give grace to these kinds of movies where it's like, look, these guys, some of these people, it's their first movie.
Yeah.
So
they made a movie. We didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You
Like,
made a movie
props to
and
them.
I did it. So shout out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Until I make a movie, then I'm coming for you. When
Look.
I'm in Slotherhouse 2, I'm going to sit you down and I'm going to talk to you. You know who you are.
Is that the future of Straight Dude Date Night?
Being in movies?
No, not making our own movies, and then we get to be we make
That'd be
the next
hype.
Slotherhouse.
That would be hype. Could happen.
Big ideas.
We already have movie ideas, so maybe.
That's true. I'll never forget
Yeah.
that. I have them written down.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great movie, bro. I'm going to land this movie, plugging it in. It's going to sit at like a nice 80 for me. That's like a good, I like that rating. I think it's a great, just 80. It's nothing crazy, but it's fun. You're going to have a great time watching it. Don't expect like the perfect horror movie. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's a funny horror movie. It's one of the best funny horrors out there. I like it.
I like that. Now, see, for me, like if taking any kind of justification out of the movie, because if you try to go into this movie justifying anything, you're going to be like, that was the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, don't do that.
You can't do that. It's not real. None of it's real. If it's like a big fandom universe thing and they're trying to explain rules, then then be harsher about it. But this random one-off thing where the sloth can suddenly type on the internet and everything, like, don't do that. I hate horror movies, but I'm going to tell people this is my favorite horror movie. This is now my absolute favorite horror movie.
I love it.
Okay?
I love it.
Because I cannot get over... I thought it was brilliant to have this idea where, it could be scary, but also when we do scare you, it's going to be the funniest thing you've ever seen. When you process what you're looking at, that's going to be hilarious.
Big old sloth.
I loved that. That made me laugh the entire movie. Every kill was ridiculous because it's a sloth doing it.
Yep.
Honestly, the weakest parts of this movie were when they focused a bit on the election more than the sloth, but that you have to have something propelling the movie in some way.
Yeah,
right?
some other motivation.
So for me, because again, I just don't like horror movies at all, and this was the best horror movie experience I've ever had, I'm going to give it a 90.
Ooh, that's big.
And I think it also comes with a caveat of like, watch this with someone you know, so that way you don't feel like you're having a fever dream. Watch it with someone you know and be like, this is peak. This is peak movie going experiences, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, watch it with somebody so you can let them laughs out.
Yeah.
You ever notice that? Like, you ever think about that? That sometimes you watch something by yourself and you're not actually laughing out loud, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you got to watch it with somebody.
I do that when I watch like YouTube. I realize I do that all the time. And that sucks.
Yeah, you're like, this is the funniest thing, but why would I laugh out loud?
Mm-hmm. Because then you and I feed off of each other. When you start laughing, I start laughing. When I let out a belly laugh, you start laughing, and we're going crazy over this stupid movie. So I just think the experience around this movie helped a lot.
Yeah.
Like maybe without that, I would still rank it like 70 or 80. But I think it was 90 for me because I had just a ridiculous amount of fun with this.
Yeah, this is on our special list of movies you got to see with people.
Mm-hmm.
There are just some movies out there like that.
Yeah.
They're just like, you got to, like, it's like exactly Cocaine Bear, exactly like
yeah.
that. By yourself, it's going to be dumb. You're not going to finish it. But with people, you're going to be like, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
We're all laughing together. We can make fun of it together.
Mm-hmm.
At Slotherhouse, you're not going to make fun of nothing.
Yeah.
It's just pinpoint precision every single time.
Yeah, this was a perfect movie. Perfect movie, bro. Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Slotherhouse, for making a banger. Hopefully, because it was a one-night thing, I don't think you can see it in theaters anymore unless it's a special thing somewhere else. But
yeah, I mean, who knows? By the time this episode comes out, just look it up on the internet.
Yeah.
You might be able to find it somewhere.
But hopefully it ends up on streaming somewhere.
Yeah.
With an independent film like this, I'm very eager to see more from this studio, from these people, because they made a banger.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, we did it.
The slothering,
dude. That movie did make us go insane for this episode.
Yeah.
I feel delirious right now.
No, same. I'm like lightheaded. I'm just like thinking about the sloth killing people and how scary that is. But I also would love to pet a sloth. So
yeah,
I think if I were to ever come across a sloth in the wild, I'm still petting it.
It's just a ball in the movie. It just when they're holding it, it just looks like a ball of hair.
Yeah,
they're holding.
All right. It looks like it should just be put down. Like every time they showed it, you're like, this looks like it's hurting.
Yeah,
but that's just the way they look.
Mm-hmm.
Sloths are just so gross, but yet so cute. I don't know how that happens. I've heard that some of them too can be like kind of like almost slimy, because they're just like dirty creatures with all that hair, and like they're just dirty creatures in the wild.
Yeah.
So it's like mud and water and all that. They don't clean themselves, or they're probably licking themselves. Like it's just a dirty looking rat monkey skunk. Like,
okay, well I do all those same things. Don't talk about them like that. Okay, you're being really rude right now. Okay, I do all of that.
It's just a weird combination animal. That is
I
so
get
cute.
it. I get it. Thank you. I know I'm cute.
You're just cute like that too.
I appreciate. There we go. Thank you so much for watching Straight Dude Date Night. We do hope you enjoy. As always, you can find us on Spotify and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and all of it. And leave a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts if you listened there. If you're on YouTube or follow us on Instagram and everything, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. It helps the show and is big. Tell a friend. And I think that's it.
And remember to always eat your vegetables.
Yeah. That's what the sloth does. Always.
I'm ending it.